Hey guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a very exciting TBR video. So the Gilmore Girls Readathon takes place from October 1st to the 15th, and it's hosted by Liv's Library, Pastel Pages, and Mackenzie Lane. So if you guys don't know, Gilmore Girls is one of my favorite shows. Not a year in the life. I try to forget that is a thing. There's that. But the actual 7 seasons of the show, one of my favorite shows. It's just such a comfy comfort show. I don't know, I just really enjoy it. Sometimes I'll just watch random episodes of it. Recently, for some reason, I was watching season 6 and season 7. I have my Gilmore Girls Funkos behind me here. We've got Rory and Lorelai, and we've got Suki over here. I really wish they made Luke and other characters, but I guess they just didn't do well enough for them to make more. I don't really know, but I would have loved to have a Luke Danes Funko Pop. What you gonna do? Anyways, so today is my TBR video. I'm very, very excited. I probably should not be doing this readathon because I have so many things to do over the next month, and I really shouldn't be taking 2 weeks out of that to read. But it's fine. It's okay. It's 2 weeks, so it's less pressure, I feel like. There aren't that many challenges. And I do believe that some of these could be doubled up with the books that I've chosen. If I do run out of time or feel like I can't get enough read. So that's fine. There are 2 books that I don't currently have with me because they're either not out yet or I just haven't gone to the store to buy a copy yet. There's that. But let's just get right into this TBR video because I've been rambling for far too long. Okay, so the first challenge is read a book with a school setting in honor of Chilton and Yale, which are the schools that Rory attends throughout the series. So for that one, I chose Carry On by Rowell. I actually wanted to read this book in September. It's been Schwab-tember. I just haven't had time to read this. I didn't get through my Schwab-tember books nearly as quickly as I thought that I would, so I didn't have time for this one. So I'm gonna read it in October, and I am so excited. If you guys don't know what this book is about, I'm sure you do, because it's all over BookTube all of the time. Basically, Carry On is kind of a fan fiction that's taken out of the world of Fangirl, which is also obviously by Rowell. So Kath in that book writes a fan fiction about her favorite series, Simon Snow, and writes a fan fiction called Carry On. So this is kind of Rainbow Rowell's own rendition of that fan fiction. So we follow our main character, Simon Snow, and he is the worst chosen one to ever be chosen. And it's kind of a play on the chosen one trope and flipping it on its backside. I love it. And he's basically obsessed with his roommate Baz, and their enemies hate each other. But Simon is obsessed with him at the beginning of the school year because Baz doesn't even have the audacity to show up, and that really pisses Simon off. And so he kind of goes on this hunt to figure out where Baz is and all this fun stuff. It's a really fun story. It's been compared to Harry Potter or Harry Potter fan fiction, which is fair. I see that. I love it in spite of that, okay? I think it's so much fun, and the romance in this book is so freaking adorable, so I am just super excited to read this one. And it does take place at a school. So it takes place at Watford School of Magics, so it does take place at a school, and it's just, oh, it's so much fun. Next challenge is to read a book with a mother-daughter relationship in honor of our favorite mother-daughter relationship ever, Lorelai and Rory. So this is another book that I didn't get to in September. This one's actually for Schwab-tember, but that's fine. And that is The Unbound by Victoria Schwab. So assuming that everything goes okay for the rest of September and I read the archived, then I should be able to read this one. If not, then I can pick another book or whatnot. But right now, I'm planning on reading The Unbound. This is the sequel to the archived. If you guys have been following along with my wrap-ups this year, you would have known that I already read these books back in January. But it's fine, okay? I reread books a lot, and that's just, I can't help it. I don't want to help it. I enjoy it far too much. Keep in mind that a lot of these books I've chosen are rereads because I don't know. It's what happened, okay? Stop judging me. But if you guys don't know what the archived series is about, basically, it's kind of hard to explain, but there's this world where the dead are kept on shelves like books. It's called the archived. Duh. And there are these keepers who have to kind of keep all of these histories, is what they call them, called the dead bodies. They have to keep the histories in check and make sure that everything is good and they stay on the shelves, and if they like somehow like wake up, they have to make sure to return them back to the archived. Follow our main character Mackenzie, and all of a sudden things start going awry. So all of these histories seem to be waking up on purpose, like somebody purposefully keeps waking these histories up, and she kind of has to get to the bottom of this mystery and figure out who's doing it, why they're doing it, and kind of what's going on. It's really good. I'm so excited to reread this one. And the mother-daughter relationship in this book is our main character Mackenzie and her mom. It's more prevalent in this book than it is in the archive, so that's perfect. But basically, her and her mom are just having some like issues throughout this book that they're trying to kind of work through, and this book kind of mainly focuses on like Mackenzie's like PTSD and traumas from the archives, and kind of coming back to like a normal life, like back to her normal life and like back to reality a little bit. And it's really, really good, so I'm really excited to reread this one. The next challenge is to read a cozy book set in the fall or winter time in honor of Beautiful Stars Hollow and Lorelei Smelling the Snow. Sounds really weird if you don't know what that means, but like whatever. For this challenge I chose To All the Boys I Have Loved Before by Jenny Han. I'm so excited about this one. So it takes place kind of during a lot of seasons, but I'm pretty sure the main ones are like fall and winter if I'm remembering correctly. I've been really wanting to reread this book and annotate it and just re-experience the cuteness and the cozy happy feelings that this book gives me. There's like hardly any other books in my collection or books that I've read that give me the same happy cozy vibes as this one does. I don't know, I start reading it and I'm just like instantly happy. This book is about our main character Lara Jean, and she writes these love letters to her crushes that she's liked, and she puts them away in a hat box, never to be sent out, just for herself to get her feelings out so she can put them away and move on, until one day her letters get sent out mysteriously, and she kind of has to deal with the consequences of writing these letters and dealing with the boys who she addressed them to. So good. It's definitely one of my favorites, so I'm really excited to reread it. Wow, all these are rereads. What the hell's wrong with me? The next challenge is a book with complicated love interests in honor of Rory, Dean, and Jess. So I chose The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Another reread. Are we shocked? No. I've been wanting to reread this series for a long time and annotate it. Peyton is probably screaming right now, but I have not reread these books literally I think since 2014 or 2015. I can't remember if I reread them just for Mockingjay Part 1 when the movie was coming out, or also Mockingjay Part 2. I can't quite remember, but I am so excited to reread this book and annotate it and just fall in love with it again. But obviously the complicated love interests are between Katniss, Peeta, and Gale. I think we all know what team I'm on. Is there even a team Gale? Like Gale, it's not it. It's not it. I'm not going to explain what this series is about because I'm sure you all know. Games, murder, fun stuff. Super cozy Gilmore Girls vibes, obviously. Next challenge is a book by an Asian author or that has Asian representation in it in honor of our favorite best friend Lane. So for this one, this is one of the books that I don't have yet because it's not out, and that is Rebel by Marie Lu, which is the 4th book in the Legend series. If you guys don't know, Marie Lu is Asian, and so that works. She's Asian. She's the author. It's great. I was going to do To All the Boys for this challenge, and I could if I run out of time, because Lara Jean is half Korean, half white, and Jenny Han herself is also Asian. So one of those, Rebel or To All the Boys, but Rebel comes out October 1st. That's perfect, the very beginning of the readathons. That will be lots of fun. The next challenge is read the next book in a series you haven't finished yet in honor of A Year in the Life. For this one I chose Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell, which is the sequel to Carry On. I figured if I'm reading Carry On during this readathon, I'm gonna want to pick up Wayward Son, and it just came out a couple days ago and I haven't gotten my hands on it yet. I just haven't gone out to the store. But yeah, it's also like really small. It's like half the size of Carry On, so like it shouldn't take me very long. I'm sure it's going to be very unnecessary and like we wouldn't have needed it, but I'm just hoping that I get some like cute content from it that just makes me happy and giddy regardless of whatever's happening. So here's to hoping. And the last official like challenge is read a book with food on the cover or it's a crucial part of the storyline. So I don't know if I'm stretching this one a little bit by choosing Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Wow, I just realized how heavy my TBR is with Rainbow Rowell. It's fine. But I don't know if I'm stretching it by choosing Fangirl because there's no food on this cover. There's that. But there is food like talked about in this book. So basically Kath deals a lot with anxiety, and she's starting college for the first time, and she forgets where the dining hall is and is too scared and nervous to ask somebody where it is or ask to be shown where it is. And so she kind of, for the first few months of college, kind of just lives off these protein bars. So I feel like that's like a pretty crucial part of like the beginning of the book. Like, there is food in this book, so I'm gonna count it because I all of a sudden really want to reread this book and annotate it. I'm pretty sure I'm annotating every single book I'm reading for this readathon except Rowell and Wayward Son. So I might be stretching it, but I chose this one for this challenge. And the like final like challenge is like the group book, which is Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham, which is a kind of like memoir from the actress who plays Lorelai. My mom actually owns a copy of this book, but I'd rather listen to it on audiobook, and my Overdrive app does have it available, so that will be my audiobook for the like readathon, which I'm really excited about because I did want to read it, but I'm not like terribly interested in it. Like, I could live without reading it, but I wouldn't mind hearing a bit more about Gilmore Girls and like her life surrounding that. So I think listening to it on audiobook will be the best way for me to read it because she'll be reading it to me. I love her voice, so hoping for a good time. That is my official TBR for the Gilmore Girls readathon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Comment down below if you guys are participating in the Gilmore Girls readathon. What is on your TBR? Let me know. I'm so super excited for this, so thank you Desi from Pastel Pages for kind of creating it and starting it, because I'm just so excited. Subscribe if you have not yet already. I will try to vlog for the Gilmore Girls readathon. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try. So we'll see what happens, and I will see you guys next time.